Good afternoon to you, good afternoon everyone. Yes, it's SW6 versus N17. This Capital One Cup final does have a capital theme, and it has plenty of pyrotechnics as well. Chelsea cover the absence of the suspended Matic by recalling Ramirez and including all three of their first-choice centre-backs. Pedro's vast experience of finals with the club earns him the voting goal over Courtois. Cesar Azpilicueta also in, preferred to Felipe Luis, the only player to start all the 5 previous matches for Chelsea in this competition. Tottenham, as expected, revert from their Europa League lineup to the Premier League side for the Capital One Cup final. Just one change from last Sunday's draw against West Ham. Nacer Chadli in place of Eric Lamela, and just one change from the 11 which started the 5-3 win over Chelsea on New Year's Day. Centre-back Eric Dyer has edged out the South American defender Federico Fazio.
They can look at Liverpool, Martin, can't they? Tottenham as an example. They had a tough trip to Turkey, which they lost as well in, but plenty of energy at Anfield today against Manchester.
Spurs at Stamford Bridge 3-0. Diego Costa's offside here. Costa didn't play in that game, incidentally. He was suspended, and Matic is suspended.
Whose players might be a little bit more nervous than the Chelsea lads.
Willian hesitated, and Danny Rose stepped in.
Battle over on that left-hand side, Hazard against Walker.
Diego Costa. And he forced the error in the end. Diego Costa against the youngster Eric Dyer, and Costa's natural aggression coming to the surface very quickly.
He's in the penalty.
Turns to Ivanovic. And that's dipping awkwardly. Hugo Lloris had to improvise. It was very awkward for the Tottenham skipper. Maybe Kane can do a bit more. Oh, look how many Chelsea players it took to stop him, and they couldn't do it fairly. A little cameo of what Harry Kane's all about, and the measure of confidence that he's got. And Eriksen goes, oh, and he hits the bar. It's back into play as well. And then really skied away by Ryan Mason.
It's a brilliant effort, absolutely brilliant. Just going in between Costa and Ivanovic, not the best.
And Andros Townsend drew defenders away, and Kane using the space and does like to drill the ball with his right foot towards the opposite bottom corner.
He just dragged John Terry out there by feinting to go inside and uses the...
Followed up by Ryan Mason, whose only goal for Spurs came in their first game in this competition against Nottingham Forest. Diego Costa will have to wait for some support here. Williams got up with him, Ramirez coming as well. And then Hazard! Swift counter-attack.
Yeah, it was a clever ball out, wasn't it, from Azpilicueta. Beautifully weighted towards Costa, and he does just have to hold it up.
And here's Chadli. One of the scorers in the 5. Hazard. Ivanovic just loping up outside him. Hazard deepens the decoy. And Rose lured into a challenge.
Well, it's the man that attracts so many challenges like this and gets caught.
Threatening position so far. Willian off the wall.
This time he didn't play particularly well.
And here's Rose on Cahill. I can't recall Zuma playing in midfield. Maybe he has in his time in Eden Hazard. It could lead to a real chance here for Chelsea. Hazard going it alone.
Invite Spurs on here.
Oh, it's really fizzed across the face of goal by Kyle Walker. For Spurs, fresh enough. Terry into space, but it's filled by Danny Rose. A good angle for the cross. Mason can't quite reach it. Dyer gets a yellow card. Diego Costa, of course, involved again. Nicely found Bentaleb to Eriksson. Came to his right. And that, again, is what Zuma's been. Coach is mad when you have a corner and suddenly you're having to defend because you don't take it properly. Now Eriksson. Tottenham probing, and Eriksson getting a shot in.
Yeah, another good little spell for Spurs. That's where you want to get
from Chadley. Trying to play Harry Kane through. Chadley. Right back. And it's worked out for him as well. He's in the team in that position. Here's Mason.
See his team use the ball better. They've given it away far too many times. They've done so again. Brilliant.
Dealt with by Tottenham. And that is definitely a foul by Chadley. Ivanovic, only the free kick, which Willian takes. And it comes out to John Terry. Mr. Chelsea puts Chelsea in front.
It's a classic smashing grab, isn't it, from Chelsea? It gets a nick at the near post, and that's what makes life difficult for Spurs there. And again, he gets a deflection off Vertonghen, is it? The Chelsea captain is on hand.
Double the advantage on a similar route. But for Loris, they would have done.
Ivanovic has threatened a couple of times on the far post. Just peeling off Bentaleb.
It is half-time. Alan, just before we wrap up the first half, the last action. Here's Hazard. Probably nearest to going in of Eric Dyer rather than any Chelsea player.
It's a nightmare scenario for any defender.
He would. He could have got there. Oh, a fantastic effort. We'll mention Fabregas now. Well kept out by Hugo Lloris, but a full stretch. Vertonghen. Kane. Attack on Chelsea again here. A year or so ago. Harry Kane was hardly known a year or so ago. Now the willing Willian. Fabregas. Bringing a growing influence in the game. Diego Costa. Tight angle. Deflected! Touch of fortune that Chelsea need. The danger that is Diego Costa. And the player who gave him the ball, Cesc Fabregas, that's been Chelsea's combo this season. And it may well have clinched the Capital One Cup.
Well, the very good striker's come alive in the penalty area, and that's what he does here, Diego Costa. Yes, he gets a big slice of luck with a deflection off Kyle Walker, who's really unlucky, but only one thing in his mind, to shift it across and get a shot away. And if you ask the question often enough, you will get instances like this when it goes in your favour.
Kane. They did in the first. Bentaleb has got a good long-range shot on him, but away by Aspilicueta, sprinting up outside him. Actually wasn't quite ready when the pass was released. He thought Hazard, and perhaps we did up here too, was going to go on and try a shot. Simple throw-in routine.
They've been slow on that, Spurs, all afternoon.
Costa, idea. Willian, Hazard, Spurs are on the rack here. Very nearly out of contention totally. Yeah. A whisker away from the brilliant Belgian.
A nightmare side to face in this situation.
Variation on a theme. Hazard. It was Fabregas coming round the back. The actual touch from Danny Rose made the header very difficult. Very strong in this situation. Eriksson trying to give the lie to that. Here's Dembele. in the circumstances.
It's going to be the shape of this game now. Spurs did commit a lot of men forward. It's going to open up inevitably.
Card. Tottenham corner. Skipped away from Lamela.
Well,
kept in by Kane. Holds off Fabregas. Looks for Ericsson. Oh, and Chadley coming in at the back post. And it's a semblance of a chance.
Well, you've just got to imagine that Ivanovic...
Taking on Vertonghen, Hazard, wonderfully done. Tottenham forward. Areas to stop the likes of Kane in a crossing position, but Kane's penalised here.
And the linesman seeing a little shove from Harry Kane.
Back to Lamela. Ericsson, away by Asper, giving it everything in these closing minutes. Soldado. That looked as though it really was that. Soldado, it's a terrific ball. Here's Soldado, to squeeze it in. And the second attempt blocked by Aspilicueta. Fighting to the last. Here goes Kane. There's another in the League Cup final again for Chelsea, having scored in his 3 previous ones. For Jose Mourinho, his first trophy in his second spell at Chelsea is the League Cup, just as it was first time around 10 years ago. His captain then, the same as now, and a goal scorer today, John Terry. Just before half-time, it took it away from Tottenham in truth. And then Diego Costa with the deflected shot in the second half. Yet another Wembley success for Chelsea. Alan Smith.
Well, for Jose Mourinho, he said of his...
The Capital One Cup has a home in the capital at Chelsea.